The biggest misconception to me as an artist is that I'm about this life, man. I smoke, I drink, I party, I'm with a million females. And from day one that I learned, it's like, don't judge a book by its cover. But this industry, like being like the over glamorization of like alcohol and like females and drugs, it's like, it has such a bad rap now. But see, I come from a place of where hip hop really started, by word of mouth, where the relevancy was like, oh man, you hear Kool Herc did this party, or you know what I'm saying, Grandmaster Flash is gonna be here doing this party, like rappers being street poets, and that's what I see hip hop, like that's what I paint a picture in my mind. But it becomes a misconception when it got watered down in this way, but I don't do those things, and I never have, so that's a crazy misconception. 3 keys to success right now that I feel so far in my life is persistence, patience, and perspective. Persistence is the focal one in my life, especially in this music industry, because there's a lot of slippery slopes that you gotta kind of go through and maneuver. If you're not persistent in what you do and you don't stand in what you believe, which is like your product, your music, then you're gonna fall 100%. And it's sad, but it's the actual truth. And if you don't have the right perspective, like what are you doing it for? You're doing it for the money, you're doing it for the females, you're doing it for the lifestyle, you're doing it for your family. You got to have the right perspective going into it. I was with Lupe 2 nights ago, and I was having a conversation with him. We were kind of just chopping it up, and I was like, man, you know what, bro? Like what we used to speak about when I was 15 and now being 24, it's like I got the right glasses on, I told him. And we started like laughing. He was like, oh man, that's crazy. And it's just like, the reason being is because the perspective changes, especially when you grow and you start having more life changes happen in your life. That effect can never be controlled. You know what I mean? If they put you in a controlled environment and try to make that happen, it's not going to happen like that. And patience is the third thing. And I think, I speak with my manager at times, and he always tells me to be patient. And sometimes, I'm just out there trying to jump the gun all the time, and I see things kind of backfire at times, and it goes a different way. But patience is key, because if you're not patient, you're not going to be able to actually sit in and understand a little bit more. You won't get that understanding. So when you're like 43, 44, you're not going to be able to rationalize with somebody who's at 24 years old and being like, oh, I know what to do. It's like, nah, I was just kind of living in a blur on this super fast roller coaster, and I didn't know what the hell happened, But those are my 3.